This marriage is the only guarantee your mother has to live another day. You are here to pay for your brother's debt.
The plus-size-looking Carolina Horsefall signed the contract to save her mother's life. 1 year married to a blind Korean mafia boss who sees more than anyone knows. But when she discovers what really happened to his eyes and why he chose her specifically, everything she believed about this arrangement shatters. The truth? It was never random. This is a heartwarming drama that will leave you in tears of joy and full of love. Please hit that subscribe button now to support our work as we bring you more of these beautiful stories daily. Let's begin our story. Carolina Horsefall stood in front of the full-length mirror in her cramped Atlanta apartment, staring at the ivory silk dress that didn't fit right. Size 22, custom-made, rushed across 3 continents because apparently even billion-dollar crime syndicates couldn't plan a wedding properly. The bodice pinched under her arms. The train pooled awkwardly at her feet. She looked like a marshmallow wrapped in expensive lies. Her phone buzzed on the dresser. Another message from her brother, Marcus. "Carolina, please. They said 48 hours or they're coming for Mama. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." She didn't reply. What was there to say? Marcus had gambled away their mother's dialysis money at an underground poker game in Seoul. The men he owed didn't take IOUs, they took collateral. And when Marcus couldn't pay, they'd done their research, found out he had a sister, single, no kids, no ties. Perfect. The offer came through a lawyer in a charcoal suit who showed up at her bakery at 6 a.m. on a Tuesday. "Miss Horsefall, my client is prepared to forgive your brother's debt, $800,000 plus interest in exchange for a contractual marriage, 1 year, discretion required, compensation included." Carolina had laughed in his face. Then he'd slid a photo across the counter. Her mother, leaving the clinic, a red dot photoshopped over her chest. "We'd prefer not to escalate," he'd said, "but my client is a man of limited patience." She signed the papers that night. Now, 72 hours later, she stood in a private suite at the Shilla Hotel in Seoul, wearing a dress that cost more than her yearly rent, waiting to marry a man she'd never seen. A man they called Ferdinand Bowling, though the streets knew him by another name, Baeho, the White Tiger, leader of the Baeksun Pa, one of South Korea's oldest and most brutal organized crime families. Oh, and he was blind. Would you sign a contract to marry a stranger to save your family? Drop a yes if you would, and a no if you wouldn't. The wedding coordinator, a rail-thin woman named Miss Choi, knocked once and entered without waiting. She looked Carolina up and down with the kind of thinly veiled disgust that rich people thought was subtle. "We are ready," she said in clipped English. "Do not embarrass the family." Carolina forced a smile. "I'll try not to trip over my own fat ass on the way down the aisle. That work for you?" Miss Choi's face tightened. She turned and walked out. The ceremony took place in a private garden behind a villa in Gangnam. No guests, no music, just Carolina, a translator, an officiant who looked like he'd rather be anywhere else, and him, Ferdinand Bowling, sat in a high-backed chair at the end of a stone pathway, dressed in a black suit with silver cufflinks that caught the morning light. His face was sharp, almost cruel, high cheekbones, a strong jaw, lips pressed into a thin line. His eyes were open but unfocused, clouded with a milky film that made Carolina's stomach twist. Dark glasses rested on the table beside him, but he wasn't wearing them, like he wanted her to see. He didn't stand when she approached, didn't smile, didn't acknowledge her at all until she was 3 feet away. Then he spoke. His voice was low, rough, like gravel wrapped in silk. "You're late," Carolina said. "Traffic." "Liar." She blinked. The translator started to interpret, but Ferdinand waved him off. "I speak English," he said. "I'm blind, not stupid." Carolina's jaw tightened. "Good to know. You want to get this over with, or should I curtsy first?" His mouth twitched, almost a smile. "Sit." The officiant rushed through the vows in Korean. Carolina repeated phrases she didn't understand. Ferdinand's responses were clipped, mechanical. When the officiant said something about rings, Ferdinand held out his hand. Carolina slid the platinum band onto his finger. His skin was warm, scarred along the knuckles. Then he reached for her hand. His fingers were careful, deliberate, tracing the shape of her hand before finding her ring finger. He slid the ring on slowly, like he was memorizing her. "You have baker's hands," he said quietly. "Calluses on the pads, burn scar on the thumb." Carolina pulled her hand back. "How did you—" "I'm blind, not useless." The officiant pronounced them married. No kiss, no applause, just silence. As they walked away from the altar, Ferdinand leaned close enough for only Carolina to hear. "You think this is about your brother's debt. It's not. It never was."
In a house full of secrets, the blind man sees everything except the woman standing right in front of him. The villa was a fortress. High walls, armed guards, surveillance cameras disguised as garden lights. Carolina's room was on the second floor, all white marble and floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking a koi pond. It was beautiful. It was a cage. She didn't see Ferdinand for 3 days. The staff treated her like expensive furniture. They bowed when she passed, but their eyes were cold. The housekeeper, Mrs. Hahn, left meals outside her door without knocking. The guards never spoke. Once, Carolina tried to leave the grounds for a walk. A man in a black suit appeared from nowhere and said, simply, "Mrs. Bowling, inside, please." She wasn't a wife. She was inventory. On the 4th night, she woke to the sound of breaking glass. She grabbed the lamp off the nightstand and crept into the hallway. The sound came from downstairs, Ferdinand's private office. She found him standing in the dark, surrounded by shattered whiskey bottles. Blood dripped from his right hand. He wasn't wearing his glasses. His unfocused eyes stared straight ahead. "Get out," he said. "You're bleeding." "I said, get out." Carolina didn't move. She walked to the bar, grabbed a clean towel, and crossed the room. She took his hand without asking. He flinched, but didn't pull away. The cuts weren't deep. She wrapped the towel around his palm and pressed. "You want to tell me what this is about, or should I just guess?" He was silent for a long moment. Then, "They think I'm weak." "Who?" "Everyone." His voice cracked. "The family, the other bosses. They see the blindness and think I'm finished, that I'm a liability." Carolina tied off the towel. "Are you?" His jaw clenched. "I've run this organization for 8 years, built it from my father's scraps. I know every voice, every footstep, every lie. I don't need eyes to see betrayal." "Then why marry me?" Carolina asked. "If you're so strong, why do you need a fake wife?" He turned toward her, and for the first time she felt the full weight of his attention. Because appearance matters. A married man looks stable, settled, less likely to be overthrown. "So I'm a prop." "Yes." At least he was honest. He just admitted she's a prop. Would you stay or walk out right now? Comment below. Carolina started to leave. Then she stopped. "You want to know what I see when I look at you?" He didn't answer. "I see a man who's scared," she said. "Not of being blind, of being alone." His hand tightened into a fist. Blood seeped through the towel. Carolina walked out. The next morning, she found a note slipped under her door. Thick cardstock embossed in Braille and English. "Breakfast, 8 a.m., don't be late." When Carolina arrived at the dining room, Ferdinand was already seated. The table was set with American food: pancakes, scrambled eggs, bacon, coffee. "I had the chef look up Atlanta," he said. "This is what people eat there, yes?" Carolina sat down slowly. Yeah. They ate in silence. Then Ferdinand set down his fork. "You were right," he said. "I am afraid, but not of being alone." "Then what?" He turned his face toward her. "Of being seen." Carolina's throat tightened. She reached across the table. Her fingers brushed his. He didn't pull away. "Then let me see you," she said softly. "For real this time." And for the first time since she'd arrived in Seoul, Ferdinand Bowling smiled. It didn't last. The door burst open. A man in his 40s, sharply dressed, strode in without knocking. His eyes flicked from Ferdinand to Carolina with open contempt. "Opa," the man said in Korean, then switched to English. "So, this is the American charity case?" Ferdinand's expression went cold. "Carolina, this is my younger brother, Taejin. Taejin, show some respect." Taejin laughed. "Respect? For her? You married a fat black woman to stabilize your image, and you want me to pretend it's real?" Carolina set down her coffee. "I'm sitting right here." Taejin ignored her. "The council is meeting tonight. They want to discuss your fitness to lead." "Let them," Ferdinand said. "They think you're compromised, weak, and this," Taejin gestured at Carolina like she was trash, "this doesn't help." Ferdinand stood. His cane tapped once against the floor. "Get out." Taejin smirked. "Enjoy your breakfast, brother, while you still can." He left. Carolina stared at Ferdinand. "Who's the council?" "The 5 families who keep the truce in Seoul. They meet quarterly, vote on leadership." "Can they remove you?" "If they vote unanimously, yes." Carolina's stomach dropped. "And your brother wants that." Ferdinand didn't answer. He didn't need to. Taejin just disrespected both of them. What should Carolina do next? That night, Ferdinand knocked on Carolina's door. When she opened it, he was holding a garment bag. "Tomorrow night you're coming with me to the council meeting, and you're going to play the part of a wife who's madly in love with me." Carolina crossed her arms. "Why would I do that?" He stepped closer. "Because if they vote me out, the man who takes over won't honor our agreement, and your mother, she's as good as dead."
The council meeting took place in a private room at the top of the Lotte Tower. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked Seoul's glittering skyline. 5 men sat around a black marble table, all of them older than Ferdinand, all of them watching. Carolina wore the dress Ferdinand had given her, deep emerald silk that hugged every curve, with gold threading along the neckline. Her hair was pulled back in an elegant bun. She looked like money. She felt like bait. Ferdinand entered with her on his arm. His cane tapped a steady rhythm. He wore a tailored black suit, dark glasses covering his eyes. He looked untouchable. "Gentlemen," he said in Korean, then English, "my wife, Carolina." She smiled, polite, empty. The men stared. One of them, silver-haired, cold-eyed, spoke first. "Mrs. Bowling, welcome. I am Chairman Kwan." "Pleasure," Carolina said. Kwan's smile didn't reach his eyes. "Tell me, how does an American baker end up married to the White Tiger?" Carolina felt Ferdinand tense beside her. She squeezed his hand. She asked. I said yes. "Just like that?" "Just like that." Taejin, seated at the far end, laughed. "Come now, Mrs. Bowling. We all know this is a business arrangement. You don't have to pretend." Carolina turned to him. "You're right. It was a business arrangement. Past tense." The room went still. "Meaning?" Kwan asked. Carolina looked at Ferdinand. His jaw was tight. She made a choice. "Meaning, I didn't expect to fall in love with him, but here we are." Ferdinand's hand tightened on hers. Kwan leaned back. "Love is inconvenient in our world, Mrs. Bowling." "So is underestimating people," Carolina said, "but you all seem pretty good at that." The meeting continued. Business talk, territory disputes. Carolina didn't understand half of it, but she noticed the way the men kept glancing at her, the way their tone shifted when Ferdinand spoke. Near the end, Kwan called for a vote, all in favor of maintaining Ferdinand Bowling's leadership. 4 hands went up. Taejin's stayed down. Kwan nodded. "Motion carries. Mr. Bowling, you retain your position." Ferdinand inclined his head. "Thank you." As they left, Taejin blocked the door. "Enjoy your victory, brother. It won't last." Ferdinand didn't respond. He simply walked past him, Carolina still on his arm. In the car, Carolina broke the silence. "You know I lied in there, right? About being in love with you? Ferdinand turned toward her. I know. So why didn't you say anything? He reached for her hand. Because I wish you hadn't been lying.
Carolina couldn't sleep. Ferdinand's words played on repeat in her head. Because I wish you hadn't been lying. She slipped out of bed and wandered the villa. The guards nodded as she passed. She'd stopped being a prisoner somewhere along the way. Now she was just there. She found herself outside Ferdinand's office. The door was cracked. Light spilled into the hallway. Inside, she heard voices. You can't keep her here, a woman said in Korean. Carolina recognized the voice. Mrs. Han, the housekeeper. I can do whatever I want, Ferdinand replied. She's not safe. Taejin is planning something, and when it happens, she'll be collateral damage. Silence. Then I'll protect her, Ferdinand said. You can't even see her, Oppa. How are you going to protect her when you can't see the knife coming? Carolina's breath caught. She stepped back and knocked into a vase. It shattered. The voices stopped. Ferdinand appeared in the doorway. Carolina? I didn't mean to. How much did you hear? Enough. He exhaled. Come in. She followed him inside. Mrs. Han was gone. Sit, Ferdinand said. Carolina sat. Is it true? Is Taejin planning something? Yes. And you were just going to, what, not tell me? I was going to handle it. By yourself. Yes. Carolina laughed, bitter. You know what your problem is, Ferdinand? You think being strong means being alone, but all it does is make you a target. He didn't answer. She stood. I'm done being a prop. Either treat me like a partner or let me go. I can't let you go. Why not? He turned toward her. His voice broke. Because I need you. The room fell silent. Carolina crossed the distance between them. Then trust me, for real this time. He reached for her face. His hands cupped her cheeks. I don't know how. Figure it out, she whispered, because I'm not going anywhere. Ferdinand finally letting her in, or is this another manipulation? Comment your theory. The lights went out. Carolina froze. Ferdinand's hand found hers in the dark. Stay behind me, he said. Then the window shattered. When the blind man becomes the only one who can see, survival becomes instinct. The glass exploded inward. Carolina screamed. Ferdinand shoved her to the floor, his body covering hers. Footsteps. 4 men. Heavy boots on marble. Get down, Ferdinand hissed. I am down. One of the intruders spoke in rapid Korean. Ferdinand replied, calm, cold. Carolina didn't understand the words, but she understood the tone. Negotiation. It didn't work. A gunshot cracked the air. Ferdinand rolled, dragging Carolina with him behind the desk. Another shot. Wood splintered above their heads. Can you see them? Carolina whispered. I don't need to. Ferdinand reached into a drawer, pulled out a handgun. He didn't aim, he listened. Then he fired twice. A body hit the floor. How did you... Breathing, heartbeat, footsteps. I know where they are. Another shot. Ferdinand ducked, then fired again. Another body. 2 left. One of them spoke. Bowling, your brother sends his regards. Ferdinand's jaw clenched. He fired blind. The man cursed, stumbled. The last intruder rushed them. Ferdinand stood, cane in one hand, gun in the other. The man swung. Ferdinand ducked, swept the cane low, caught the man's ankle. He fell. Ferdinand fired once. Silence. Carolina's ears rang. She couldn't breathe. Ferdinand lowered the gun. Are you hurt? He asked. No. You? No. Guards poured into the room. Lights flickered back on. 4 bodies, blood on the floor. Carolina stared at Ferdinand. He was breathing hard, gun still in his hand, glasses gone. His clouded eyes found her direction. "This is what my world looks like," he said. "This is what I didn't want you to see." Carolina stood, walked to him, took the gun from his hand. "I'm still here," she said. He pulled her into his arms. Ferdinand just took out 4 armed men while blind. Drop a fire emoji if that's the most gangster thing you've ever seen. The next morning, the police arrived. They questioned everyone. Ferdinand gave statements. The bodies were removed. But when Carolina went back to her room, she found a note on her pillow, handwritten in English. "Your mother's treatments have been stopped. If you want them resumed, meet me tonight, alone. T. Tae-jin." Loyalty is tested when the cost is blood. Carolina stared at the note until the words blurred. Her mother, dialysis, life or death. She could tell Ferdinand he'd handle it. He'd probably kill Tae-jin, but he'd also see her as a liability, a weakness. She folded the note and slipped it into her pocket. That night, she waited until Ferdinand was asleep. She dressed in black, slipped out the side entrance, and took a cab to the address Tae-jin had sent, an abandoned warehouse in Itaewon. Rusted metal, broken windows, the kind of place people disappeared. Tae-jin was waiting inside. He leaned against a shipping container, cigarette dangling from his lips. "Mrs. Bowling," he said, "right on time. Where's my mother?" He smiled. "Still in Atlanta, still alive, for now. What do you want?" "Simple. Leave my brother. Go back to America. Disappear." Carolina crossed her arms. "And if I don't? Your mother dies, slowly, painfully. You're a real piece of work." Tae-jin flicked the cigarette. "I'm a realist. Ferdinand is weak. That marriage, it's the only thing keeping the council from voting him out. You leave, he falls. I take over. And you think killing my mother will make me cooperate? I think you care more about her than you do about my brother. He wasn't wrong." Carolina took a breath. "If I leave, you'll resume her treatments. You have my word." The word of a man who just tried to murder his own brother? Tae-jin shrugged. "Family business." Carolina stared at him. Then she pulled out her phone. "What are you doing?" Tae-jin asked. "Calling your brother." His face darkened. "Don't." She dialed. Ferdinand answered on the first ring. "Carolina, where are you?" "Itaewon, Warehouse District. Your brother's here. He's threatening to kill my mother unless I leave you." Silence. Then, "Stay where you are. I'm coming." Tae-jin lunged. Carolina dodged. He grabbed her wrist, twisted. The phone clattered to the ground. "You stupid bitch," he hissed. Carolina kneed him in the groin. He doubled over. She ran. Carolina just chose Ferdinand over her own mother. Was it the right call? She made it 50 feet before Tae-jin caught her. He slammed her against the wall, hand around her throat. "You just signed your mother's death warrant," he said. Then a gunshot. Tae-jin's grip loosened. He fell. Ferdinand stood in the doorway, gun raised, chest heaving. Blood dripped from his hand. He'd ripped out his IV to get here. "Touch her again," Ferdinand said, "and I'll make sure they never find your body." Tae-jin survived. The bullet caught his shoulder. Ferdinand's men took him away. Carolina never asked where. Back at the villa, Ferdinand collapsed. The doctors came, stitched him up, sedated him. Carolina sat by his bed, watching him sleep. His glasses were off. His eyes, clouded and still, stared at nothing. Mrs. Han entered quietly. She set down a tray of tea. "You want to know, don't you?" she said. "How he lost his sight?" Carolina nodded. Mrs. Han sat. "It wasn't an accident. It was a choice." "What?" 10 years ago, Ferdinand's father was dying, cancer. He had weeks, maybe days. The family was fracturing. Tae-jin wanted control. The council wanted blood. Ferdinand was the only one holding it together. So his father made him an offer. Take a poison, thallium, slow-acting, controllable. lose his sight, and in exchange, the council would see him as sacrificial, honorable, untouchable. Carolina's stomach turned. He blinded himself on purpose? To save the family, to stop a war. Tears burned Carolina's eyes. And Tejean resents him for it, thinks Ferdinand stole his birthright. Ferdinand stirred. His hand reached out. Carolina took it. "I heard that," he whispered. Mrs. Hans stood. "I'll leave you two." Carolina squeezed his hand. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because it doesn't change anything. I'm still blind, still broken." "You're not broken." "Yes, I am." His voice cracked. "I gave up my eyes and it still wasn't enough. My brother still hates me. The council still doubts me. And you? And me what? You're only here because I forced you." Carolina leaned down, kissed his forehead. "I stayed because I chose to." He pulled her closer. "Say that again." "I chose to stay, Ferdinand, and I'm choosing to stay now." He sacrificed his eyes to save his family. Would you do the same? Drop a love icon if yes, and a broken love if no. Ferdinand sat up, pulled her into his lap. "Then marry me again. For real this time. No contracts, no threats, just us." Carolina stared at him. "You're serious?" "I've never been more serious." She kissed him, long, deep. "Yes." When the underestimated claim their throne, the whole world has to adjust. 3 months later, they held a second wedding. Small, private, just the people who mattered. Carolina's mother flew in from Atlanta, healthy, stable, paid for by Ferdinand's private doctors. Marcus came too, sober, apologetic, working in Ferdinand's logistics division as penance. The ceremony took place in the villa garden. No council, no performance, just truth. Carolina wore a dress she designed herself, ivory and gold, fitted, unapologetic. Ferdinand stood without his cane. He'd been practicing physical therapy 5 days a week. He still couldn't see, but he could stand on his own. When the officiant asked for vows, Ferdinand spoke first. "Carolina Horsfall," he said, "you walked into my life as a pawn. You stayed as a partner. You loved me when I couldn't see myself. I vow to spend the rest of my life making sure you never regret that choice." Carolina's voice shook. "Ferdinand Bowling, you scared me at first. Then you challenged me. Then you trusted me. I vow to stand beside you, not behind, not in front, beside. Always." They kissed. The small crowd cheered. Tejean was gone, exiled. The council had voted. Ferdinand's leadership was no longer questioned. Carolina took over operations for the family's legitimate businesses: real estate, tech investments, hospitality. She was ruthless, brilliant. The council respected her. Ferdinand ran the shadows. She ran the light. Together, they were untouchable. 1 year later, Carolina stood in the same villa garden, holding their daughter, Grace Bowling, named after the thing they'd both needed most. Ferdinand sat beside her, hand resting on the baby's head. "What does she look like?" he asked. Carolina smiled. "She has your eyes and my fight. God help us." They laughed. That night, after Grace was asleep, Carolina and Ferdinand stood on the balcony overlooking Seoul. The city glittered like a promise. "Do you ever regret it?" she asked. "Giving up your sight?" He turned toward her. "Every day, Ferdinand." "But," he continued, "if I hadn't, I never would have needed you, and you're the only thing I've ever seen clearly." Carolina kissed him, slow, deep, full of everything they'd survived. "I love you," she whispered. "I know," he said. I could feel it. And in the distance, Seoul hummed with life, danger, and possibility. But inside the villa, 2 people who the world had tried to break built something unbreakable. A family, a partnership, an empire, from forced marriage to real love. Drop a love emoji again if this story got you in your feelings. They said a blind man couldn't lead. They said a black woman didn't belong. Together, they proved the world wrong and built a dynasty no one saw coming. If you loved this story, like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell for more stories of power, love, and redemption. Your support means everything. See you in the next one.